Hi, good day, Finance Yun. I'm from Alpha Online Services. I'm coming to you from a very cold Western Cape in South Africa. We had a lot of snow the last couple of days and lots of rain as well. Very welcome to the farmers. But the cold weather keeps us in-house almost like and you need some heating that you need to then. What I want to talk to you today about is recruitment. We are in that very difficult situation. I think worldwide economy is not that good. And because of that, one needs to actually make a final decision and a very serious and essential decision that when there is an opening in the business, somebody has maybe resigned or whatever the case may be, and you want to fill that position, or it's a new position, is to make up your mind, do you really need that position, yes or no? And we sort of assist from our recruitment department, staffed by Belinda Fayoun, our expert with almost 20 years of experience in recruitment. And she will join us, by the way, next week, and we will have a more detailed discussion about recruitment. But what I want to talk to you is the overall kind of decision that you're going to take, whether you're going to fill a position, yes or no. And when that position becomes available, if it's a new position, obviously, then you need a new task list, and you need to make sure that you really need that position within your company. If it's a vacancy that occurred, then the decision is obviously, do you want to fill it or do you want to let it go and make that position redundant, as we say? Now, if you want to fill it, then once again, there's two choices from management's point of view. The first choice is whether you want to internally look at possible candidates that can fill that position. And if so, it is essential to advertise it, to be fair, advertise it internally and see what comes out of it. And if you are considering going outwards, then obviously, and make use of an agent, it's very important that you decide on who to use and that you make sure that the agent understands exactly what is it that you need and so forth. If you go and if you want to do your own thing, obviously there's nothing that stops you from advertising yourself and do the whole process, go through it yourself with the possibility of making a good appointment. But we believe that it is essential to, even with that, make sure that you, if you go outside, to make sure that the persons who are actually helping you know exactly what you are looking for, know exactly what your needs are, and what kind of personality, per se, you are looking for. It's easy to maybe find people that can do the job, but the personality doesn't fit the team and so forth. So even that is, to us, very important to look at. What do you get when you look at candidates, possible candidates for a position within your company? So if you go to the situation where you are outsizing the position and you're going to an agent, you also got to make sure that the agent understands your business, understand your need, understand the personality that you need within your business and so forth. And we are very sensitive about that. And Bruna puts a lot of effort into making sure that from the recruitment department's point of view, that the right person is found for a job. And the department has had a lot of success as far as that is concerned over the almost 20 years that she is involved with the recruitment. It's important that the whole scope of the position is covered. It is important that the agent understand this scope. It is also important that the company and the agent come to an agreement of the cost of that kind of recruitment, because it can be very expensive. And we, from our side, try to keep the cost as low as possible. And that is why we prefer to operate on an hourly rate instead of this used up to 18% and more of cost to company of a guy's annual package or a lady's annual package, which can be quite high. So we prefer to be very helpful as far as that is concerned to companies as well. So it is something that should be and can be discussed. It is our responsibility to then, when we do the recruitment, to get to a short list of candidates which we believe are possible individuals that might fill the job. The final decision is obviously lies with the business, with the company, and not with the agent. But the agent can assist a lot, especially when it comes to interviews, because companies often say to us, management say to us, I don't know what questions to ask, but through the years, I think our department has sort of built ideas and build up the experience to write the specific and the correct questions that will reveal the person, the ability of the person, but also the personality of the person, which is, as I said, very, very important. We obviously, if needs be, and the companies want to do it, we execute tests on individuals as well within the framework and the prescriptions of the Employment Equity Act as it runs and as it operates in South Africa. We shortlist the candidates. We make sure that the candidates are shortlisted, and next time we will discuss more about this. We schedule all the interviews. There's 2 levels of interviews. The first one is obviously between ourselves and the individuals that has applied, that assist us in making a short list of, say, 4 to 5 to 6 possible candidates, which is then forward to the employers. What is nice nowadays is that one can actually do a lot of these interviews over something like Zoom. You can record even the interviews, and you can pass it on to, with the permission of the individuals, you can pass it on to the company, and they can have a look and see what has occurred during the interviews as far as that is concerned. But most of the time, the companies are not interested in that. They just want the final names to come to them with the CVs and so forth. So we make sure that initial interviews is done, and then we make preparations and arrange for the final interviews that takes place 10 to 1 via Zoom or Teams, or even directly as the management prefers, and so forth. So the final decision is actually then with management. Often they find it very difficult, and they would come back and say, listen, the level of these guys are so good that we cannot really decide which one would be the right one. What do you suggest? Now that puts the agency in a very, very difficult situation. But one must make sure, 100% sure, that the individual actually fits the position and has the ability to do what is expected of the person in that position. We also assist, obviously, with the drafting of the employment contracts, although some people do not like the word contracts, we still like to use that name because it is a contract between an individual and the business. So we assist with the drafting of that, because it's very essential nowadays that the wording of that contract be 100%, and that things like, for instance, remuneration, any extras, even probation periods are sort of expressed quite clearly. And also the type of contract, because you get quite a variety of contracts nowadays, which actually fits that kind of job. So it's essential that also that is 100% correct. And in most industries nowadays, after 3 months, an individual automatically becomes a permanent employee. And therefore, it's very essential that if there's a probation period, that it is spelled out 100% and how it operates. And that all those things we assist with. As a HR business, we try to operate mostly online, 99.9% online. And with the recruitment, exactly the same kind of situation. But we want to make sure that at the end of the day, it's a perfect fit. And we've had lots of success as far as that is concerned. But as I said, next time I will have Belinda by my side, and I'm going to ask a lot of questions to her with regards to recruitment, just to make sure that we all 100% understand exactly what it's all about and how they, in the Department of Recruitment, go about to make sure that the right person is selected for that kind of position. I thank you for your time, and I trust that you will enjoy the rest of the week and be successful in what you do. And please contact us if you need any assistance. Our cell phone number is 083-658-7307 in South Africa. And our email address is Wynand, WYNAND, at alpha, ALPHA, hrs.co.za. Or an easier one is labor at alpha, ALPHA, hrs.co.za. Thanks for joining us, and have a nice day.